Welcome back to the Lineout Lab. My name is Peter O'Donnell. This is a short video where I'm going to talk you through a background or how I approach a throwing session with the player one-to-one. So it'll give you a bit of a context of maybe how I approach it, what I'm looking at, and how we'll progress things. But before getting into it, if you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of your screen where you'll get access to loads of additional content from me. Please also like and share the video to help the discussion grow. Thank you. Okay, so the height is going to be tricky here. So just to start off the session, Luke, you're just going to throw away. I might hold this for a second just to give you an angle. And then I'm going to put the camera down and yeah. Okay. Do you want to, go from that side if you want. Yeah, because the sun's at the back here. So I'm going to move the camera around. So usually when I'm starting every session, like Luke actually is funny, he messaged me last night and he said, look, these are things that I'm having an issue with or I'd like to look at. And generally I'll always approach every session where I won't know until I get here what Luke wants. But Luke's only back from the UK for a few days. So it's no harm, just the way that it's been. So yeah, you just get a few siders, whatever way you want. But generally with any session I do, I'll have an idea myself what I want to do. I want to see, generally I always want to start with the thrower and see where they're at and see how they're finding it. And then if it's a player I've worked with a long time, or sorry, I'm working with for a period of time, I'll generally have a sequence of what I want to do next with them. But that sequence will only be impacted based on how they're actually doing. So for example, if they're coming along and they're really struggling with a certain aspect, then there mightn't be any point progressing it to that next point in the sequence in our program, so to speak. So I'll always just generally have a look at where they're at, and then I want to hear from them. So I'll have a bit of a plan, then they'll probably have a bit of a plan themselves maybe, and then there's a bit of an unknown that we'll just see how the session is going. So 2 are kind of pre-planned and then 1 isn't. So if Luke was, let's say, finding it very hard today with one particular aspect, we may move slightly away from that for a period of time to work on that, even though there's other aspects we want to look at. But this is actually only going to be a short enough session. We generally have done anywhere from 40 minutes to 70 minutes, which generally that's a long time, but because we don't work with each other that much, we tend to maximize the time. And I also, because with Luke, because he's a converted player, there's more in the early days in particular, when we worked with each other, I was happy to spend 70 minutes, 80 minutes on the pitch. We wouldn't be throwing that whole time. We'd have a lot of downtime, and sometimes that minutes we'd be chatting before and after. And I'm trying to understand and get his understanding of the actual line-out and calling systems, defensive systems, understanding his own throw, and so he can self-correct and that type of thing. So yeah, let's do a few from the far side, just so I can pick it up on the camera, better angle. So yeah, so today then, as I say, Luke's got a few things he want to look at. I've got 1 or 2 things I want to throw at him. I basically have a bit more of an intenser session, so we'll do it, which is going to be a little bit hard. So that's just a brief background on how I approach it. If you're interested in more content like this, let me know. If you're interested in that full session, it's actually part of my Patreon subscription package. So drop me a line if you or click on the links below if you want to access that. But yeah, I'd love to do more of this. I appreciate there's longer content that takes more time. If you prefer the shorter content, let me know. Cool. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts.